importance here of renewable energy in order to get sustainable transportation. Next speaker before the break is going to be Mr. Mats Schönberg, Volvo Construction Equipment Jinan Technology Center. Please, Mats, the word is yours. I think you need to unmute, Mats.
No. Can you hear me now?
Yes, good.
Yes, good. And you can see my screen as well, I hope. Thank you for being invited to this important webinar. As said, I'm from Volvo Construction Equipment, so I will, of course, talk a bit about how we see on things in Volvo. It's stuck here. And similar to what we have heard from previous presenters, I mean, we see the urbanization and the changes in business models and how business is done, and of course that when we take that further then and drive what change that will drive to our business, and we have heard it before. I mean, talking about electromobility, autonomous solutions, digitalization, and of course this with sustainability is becoming a must. Also to our commitment and together with the Paris Agreement, etc., we also see that definitely, especially from Volvo Construction Equipment, we see that that's very much connected to China, as we sell more than half of the products we produce together for Volvo CE together with our JV partner in China is sold in China. So of course it's very important for us how we cooperate Sweden and China in this. Then to look a bit on how we are addressing this, we of course focusing on emissions here and CO2. Electromobility, as said, is something that we are working hard, launching several products last year and also this year. Also, actually, we're going to have these kind of products now in China and also on the International Import Expo coming up next month here. We will have those machines to show in China. We've been part of the Climate Savers program in WWF, where we have committed to CO2 reductions. Also, where our JV partners is in China is in that. We have one plant in Sweden that is CO neutral. So we try to work also in that area with our sites. Then what I'm going to talk a bit about what we have done is what we call construction climate change. It's initiated and hosted by Volvo Construction Equipment, but it's actually more a platform where we want to look into the construction industry value chain. And of course, I mean, we are big, I mean, we have our part to take here and reduce CO2 in for our vehicles, but it's also important to understand the whole value chain here and how what can be done there and how that impact our products, because our products is used in so many different applications. This was launched in 2014, and then several activities has been carried out since then. It's a few research projects where we have had Chinese universities involved to drive this forward and understand this better. One of the example here is, for example, which we we see for buildings and related to smart cities, etc., that the emissions of heating of buildings is actually going down, but construction of buildings and so on have moving in the wrong direction. And that is, of course, something that needs to be addressed, and where we, with our products, are very much part of that. So we want to find solutions, innovative solutions, but also bringing current technology to bring this down. One example of research or project we have done is what is called Electric Site. It's done together with one of our biggest customer. This is done in Sweden. It's also done together with Academica. It's where we shift the whole site, so to speak, to be electric and autonomous. It's great achievements made in that in this research project, and now we are working on commercialize this, especially in Europe then, but we are also actively looking in China to have cases for this in China, where we think that we need to have more also working with universities in China to do this, because we need to be on Chinese platforms for positioning and site management when we introduce this in China. Even though the concept is there, we need to work locally to make this work. And that's the same regarding the electromobility components, where we see that we need to be on Chinese platforms as well. Just mention here, those technologies goes together in our industry. Then the trend has been to move to bigger and bigger machines, but when we then should electrify it, we run into a problem then with large batteries and long charging times. Then of course, if you downsize, so you have several small vehicles, then you need more operators, and the overall cost go up. But with a fleet of electrified and autonomous vehicles, then we can reduce the overall cost, and that is what has been proven in this Electric Site project I was talking about. Then similar to what Mats and the other Mats said just before me, I mean, we also see that that there will be several solutions to reduce CO2, not only electromobility, but also alternative fuels, which is very important, and that will look, of course, a bit different depending on where in the world you are. So we need to adopt and use all these different kind of ways to reduce it, also to make the products or the vehicles more efficient, from more traditional innovation in hydraulics, for example, in our case, to contribute in all areas then. The last slide here, I mean, we are, our approach to this, as you understand, is that we want to be part in the overall. Also, we are working in China with smart cities, etc., to try to bring our new technologies in that way as well. Working together with universities and government in China, and to build a better tomorrow then. And to quote Mr. Gyllenhammar from his speech 1972 in UN, we are part of the problem, but we are also part of the solution, and that is the mindset we move on with. So by that, thanks a lot.
Very good. Especially, I was very impressed by your integrating the whole transportation design into the larger picture of the urban structure. Thank you very much. Now we're going to have a break for 8 minutes, so we're going to rejoin